The NHL Draft wrapped up in Nashville. The Carolina Hurricanes picked incoming Maine freshman forward Bradley Nadeau 30th overall near the end of the first round on Wednesday night. The Bruins, well, they leaned on the forwards for their draft class. Here's what Black Bears coach Ben Barr had to say from the draft after the Canes got Nadeau.
He can shoot the puck as well as probably any player that was in the draft. And, when you can do one or two things as well as anybody in the world, usually that makes you stand out, whether you're playing hockey, soccer, football, baseball, whatever that might be, or, running your own business. You do something really, really well, people notice.
Bradley will be joining his brother Josh next season in Orange.